My life was changed by education, because it is education which can give new knowledge and new skills and knowledge about outside world. And there are one or two events I remember. In 1965, some Peace Corps volunteers from the United States of America went to Nepal to assist in the development of the country, and some of the Peace Corps volunteers were in my school also, so they taught me English. So that English language opened up my knowledge and my eyes to the wider world. So I thank the system, I thank them for assisting me. And another event that changed my life was, direction of my life was the Hubert S. Humphrey Fellowship. I have a story about that. One Peace Corps volunteer named Stephen Shanborn was working with me when I started to teach in a secondary school in the headquarters of Terathum. He was also teaching there as a math science teacher. Plus, since he was a native of the United States, he would teach English to us. And at that time, he talked about, it was in 1980, in the early 80s, I think, and he talked about Senator Hubert S. Humphrey, who had his ideal that one man can make a difference, and it is the life of responsibilities that will be a symbol of leadership rather than some robes or cloak. Or so that is the quotation from Hubert S. Humphrey, and the Peace Corps volunteers started talking about him, and showed me interest in applying for the Hubert S. Humphrey Fellowship. I worked for the civil servants for about 14 years before I applied for the Hubert S. Humphrey Fellowship, and I applied for a competition. It was a competition within the country, and it was a competition all over the world. So I was competing among the candidates of the country, and the file was sent to the Fulbright Exchange Program in the Washington DC, and they will review our applications and select. It was lucky that I was selected in 1994 and had an opportunity to come here. For all these achievements, I would like to express my gratitude to my mother. My father, when my father died when I was in the high school, she was the only person who would assist me, although an uneducated woman, to fund my education, and thanks to her I could be like that. When I came here as a Humphrey Fellow, I met the sister of Hubert S. Humphrey, Frances Humphrey Howard, and she was an old lady, and she chose not to run election or anything in order to assist Hubert Humphrey, and she had a life of very much dedicated to public service. And I met him here at the American University in a gathering, and she was very pleased that I was bred and brought up by my mother, and the role of women can be very effective in giving education to the children. So I am a man who was fairly and very much substantially assisted by mother, and I thanked Humphrey Howard for appreciating this development of mine with the help of my mother. As I progressed in my job, upon return from the Humphrey Fellowship program, I joined again. Actually, I rejoined the Parliament Secretariat where I was selected from, and I again started working for the Parliament of Nepal, and there I had opportunity to analyze and to do research different issues pertaining to public policy and policy enactments, and the members of Parliament needed a lot of information which I had gathered by working with the Congressional Research Service in the American Congress and in the Congressional Management Foundation, which are a little more technical but would do specific jobs of designing programs and studying the nuts and bolts of parliamentary administration. And I also visited Vermont state legislature, and I had a feel of how the federal structure works in Nepal. So these informations I took back home and utilized them for the service of the members of parliament, and they were very much delighted to have such a manpower. So I got promoted to the post of a joint secretary about 6 years ago, and then on I have been in the higher echelons of bureaucracy of Nepal, and I have been giving service to them. For the last few years, my country has been suffering from insurgency, and the insurgency has killed about 13,000 people altogether during 12 years. So there was a concern from international community for the neighbors of Nepal and for the people in general. So the dialogue started to be carried on. There were different rounds of dialogues, at least 3 rounds, and in the 4th round there was intervention from the international community and particularly from the United Nations. Indian government also showed concern because if there is something wrong in the neighborhood, in the vicinity, it affected them also. So there was a serious talk in New Delhi which drafted a comprehensive peace agreement between the government and the insurgents. So that peace agreement was signed about 2 years ago, and actually 2.5 years ago, and the 3 parties of the political scene, the king, the political parties, and the Maoists were the actors. Now the political parties and the Maoists became one and said, talk to the king to give up his absolute power, but he decided not to. Therefore there was a long struggle, and the king had to give in April 2006. He restored the dissolved parliament and asked the parties to do the government business. And from then on, a new constitution assembly was to be elected. So the parties had been campaigning, and in April 28, the election was held for the new Constituent Assembly, and it was successfully completed. A new Constituent Assembly has been formed, and our job has some added value plus added responsibility, and so I will be bracing up myself to undertake all these activities. And at the moment I am attending a training organized by the American University. Actually it is my alma mater, because I was in this very university as a Humphrey Fellow to do graduate study, and it has been organized by the American University, and the program is about peace building and development, and the different components of the program are very interesting, and Nepal has been taken as one of the case studies for the multidimensional issues that affect the country when there is an insurgency.